Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk. What's up, everybody? Hope you're all having a wonderful day or a week. Good morning. That's what it is for me, but, you know, whenever you're watching this, good evening, good night. If I don't see you tomorrow, good evening, good night. Or what is it? Was it from The Truman Show? Remember that? Good morning, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. There we go. All right. So I was just kind of going through my morning ritual. I was listening and watching the channels on Rumble that I watch for news, trying to avoid YouTube as much as I can. Although there are things that I like to watch that they're only on YouTube, so I have no choice. I think pretty soon, though, the way things are going, many more people are going to go to Rumble. But anyway, the thing about Rumble, though, so it's like I pay for like a subscription to YouTube. You don't get ads, and you can download. So I don't know. To me, that's cool. It's handy, but then you can't do that with Rumble. But then Rumble just doesn't censor everything, so I guess you just got to pick your battles, pick the pros and cons. I mean, like right now I use both, but I'm hoping to kind of get rid of YouTube eventually. Anyway, so I was on, Twitter and stuff, looking at my normal stuff, and I keep coming across somebody, like a post, and I remember hearing about it years ago, and I always, when I see the post, I'm like, oh man, I'm waiting for let's see when the movie happens. Let's see the movie. Oh, what did I just do? I just had the thing up so I can, no, where'd it go? Dang it. Because I was trying to read, or I was going to read the, come on. Sorry. Here we go. Course. Right when I'm about to read it, I accidentally hit my keyboard and then made me lose what I was looking at. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to go through and look at my replies and go through that way, I think. Because I replied to it, I think. Oh, I think this is it right here. Yep, here we go. Okay, let's wait for it to load up. Sorry about that. Dude, I love listening to The Objective Jerk because he just constantly fumbles and messes crap up, and he doesn't edit it out. So it's like watching bloopers. Anyway, all right, so I keep seeing this meme. It says, man used internet registry to track down and beat pedophiles and sex offenders with a hammer. And it shows a picture of them and stuff. And I always comment like, hey, I can't wait for this movie to come out and blah, blah, blah. But then I was actually thinking about, like, I wanted to know more about the guy. So I was going to kind of go over it on the show. Just read about it. And if nobody's heard about him, then now you have. So there's a Wikipedia, of course. That's my go-to at first. Wikipedia, for those that don't know, it's edited by people, so it's not, 100% true or anything like that, but it's a good starting point. I always tell my kids if they're researching something for school to start with Wikipedia to kind of get a good running start, get some info, and then you find actual credited reports and whatever to confirm it or back it up. You know what I mean? Anyway, so here we go. So this guy's name is Jason. I can't even say his name. Jason Vukovic. 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 Anyway, so Jason Vukovic, born in 75, a little bit older than me, is an Alaskan who targeted 3 pedophiles. Oh, he only got 3? From the National Sex Offenders List in June of 2016 to beat and rob them. Oh, he robbed them too. That's not as cool, but he is known as the Alaskan Avenger. That sounds cool. For targeting sex offenders by becoming a pedophile hunter. That sounds cool too. All right, let's see. So early life. Vukovic, pretty sure I'm saying that right, was born in Anchorage, Alaska. Single mother who married Larry Lee Fulton. So he was adopted at 4, but instead of being his guardian, Fulton became Vukovic and his brother Joel's abuser. Oh, great, of course. Okay, so Vukovic was no wonder. He was sexually abused and beaten with pieces of wood and whipped with belts by his stepfather. In '89, Fulton was charged with second-degree abuse and molestation of a minor and got convicted. However, he only received a 3-year suspended sentence from Superior Court Judge Carl Johnstone. After serving his sentence, Fulton was allowed to return home, where he continued to abuse Vukovic and his brother. So why did their mom stay married to this dude? He was convicted molestation and abuse of a minor, and she lets him come back to the house when he gets out? Are you kidding me? So their mom is just as much to blame as the guy. Sorry, but she should have filed for divorce and moved. Something. Anyway, where was I at? Okay, no one came to check on the family, and at 16, Vukovic and his brother ran away. Vukovic, still underage, moved to Washington State. Hey, spent some time there. Actually, I grew up there, a little bit when I was in elementary school. I spent 2 years there, but from 7th grade up until I was a young adult, I lived in Washington. Anyway, with no state identification or financial, which I don't like now, recourse to survive, he turned to thievery and became well known to the local police. Vukovic had criminal records with Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, California. Okay. Around 2008, he moved back to Alaska, where he racked up several criminal charges against him, which included theft, possession of a controlled substance, and the assault of his then wife, which he denied. So it doesn't sound like the greatest person. But, he had a rough childhood. I don't know. Let's see. So, hit list. 2016, untreated childhood trauma reached, I kind of like the person that wrote this, reached Vukovic a boiling point? Well, okay, no, that doesn't sound right. Whoever wrote this is stupid. He decided to get his own justice and began to read through the sex offender registry of Alaska. He sought 3 men who were sex offenders related to children. He listed the names and addresses he found on public index in his notebook. Vukovic then targeted the homes of Charles Albee, Anders Barbosa, and Wesley Demarest. All right, so the first guy, June 25th of 16, he knocked on his door, so this guy was convicted in 2003 of second-degree abuse of a minor. First thing in the morning, so he knocked on the door first. God, who wrote this? He pushed Albee inside and ordered him to sit on his bed. Vukovic slapped Albee several times across the face, told him how he found his home address and knew what he had done. Then he got robbed. So he's still doing his robbery, but he's like, you know what, I'm gonna target, child, which I know is kind of like the Robin Hood version, sort of. Like he's still doing his criminal activity, but he's doing it to douchebags. So I guess it justifies it, he thinks. I don't know. All right, second guy. 2 days later, another guy convicted child kidnapping and child porn videos and stuff like that. This time he appeared at 4 a.m. with 2 female accomplices. Vukovic threatened Barbosa with a hammer, told him to sit down before warning he would bash his dome in. He punched him in the face later. In a later Bell memorandum, Vukovic stated he was at Barbosa to collect what he owed, as one of the 2 females filmed the incident on with her cell phone. Vukovic and the other one robbed Barbosa. They stole several items, including the man's truck. So this isn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. All right, third guy who was convicted of attempted sexual abuse of a minor. See, which gets kind of, the only thing about some of this stuff is, okay, so this guy, what if he actually didn't know how old she was and he was just really aggressive, come to find out she was a minor, and then he gets labeled. I mean, obviously, if that's the case, he's still a douchebag trying to force himself on a woman, but, he might not have known how old she was. So, I mean, it's kind of a slippery slope, but anyway, not going to get into that. So, let's see. He forced his way into this guy's home, ordered him to lie on the bed, but the man refused. Told him to get on his knees. Guy refused. Then he struck him with the hammer in the face and fractured his skull. During the assault, Vukovic told Demarest, "I'm the avenging angel. I'm going to mete out justice for the people you hurt." Vukovic stole several items. Demarest woke up in his own blood and called the police. So, all right, so he got arrested. Let's see. Appeared. No, he needs to be arrested for like the thievery and all that kind of stuff, but for assaulting the people, no. Let me see. I'm trying to see what he got. Was arrested. Vukovic pled guilty to first-degree attempted assault and another consolidated court first-degree robbery. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed over a dozen other charges. Okay, so it kind of happened, which led to a sentence of 28 years. Man. Huh. So he wrote a letter to the Anchorage Daily News. "I thought back to my experiences as a child. I took matters into my own hands and assaulted 3 pedophiles. If you have already lost your youth, like me, due to a child abuser, please do not throw away your present and your future by committing acts of violence." Vukovic appealed his sentence because his PTSD should be considered a mitigating factor. However, he lost the bid, despite being considered a hero. Among some Alaskans, the judge ruled vigilantism won't be accepted in our society. He didn't really do vigilantism, though. Meanwhile, attorney share sentiments pledged their support online. So there's an online petition to free him. But so that kind of ended up being not as cool as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to, I don't mean to be sick-minded, but that's the veteran in me, I guess. Trying to be very Christian-like. I got my Bible here. Check it out. Oh, you probably can't read it because the camera. Why does it do that? Why can't it? But it's a nice Bible, so I try and read that every day. Trying to be a good Christian. To try, but it's I got 43 years of not being one, so it's getting there. But anyway, I was I thought it would have been a better story for me in my sick mind if he just would have tracked them down, went in there, bashed them with a hammer, and left. Maybe, he can't get a job or whatever, and to survive, that's what the Punisher did, right? He would take jewelry and shit. So, but it seemed like it was just an excuse to, he was like, I need to go break into somebody's house and steal some stuff. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it on, to pedophiles. So I think he was going to steal things regardless, but it wasn't like, I'm going to attack. Like if he was just like a normal dude driving a forklift in a company and come to find out one of his coworkers is a pedophile and then secretly bashed his head in and then just continue to go on, like that would be a cool story, But this one was not so much. I thought it was going to be a better story. So that's a bummer. And I'm only at 14 minutes. Dude, this trans stuff with the kids, though, is getting out of hand. It's like a lot of people, they don't understand. Like, if people wanted to change their sex as adult, that's fine. But then just supporting the children. So then you have, Like I saw, what's her face? The actress, she's blonde. Charlize Theron or whatever, however you say it. So she has a son that she adopted who's looks like a girl now, wearing a dress. Oh, he wants to be a girl. He identifies as a girl. He's a kid. He's seeing this crap on TV or whatever, and then like, oh, I think parents should lose their children if they do this crap. And then there's also what's her face, Megan Fox, who I've always felt was a nut job, but she's super hot. Like she's, way hot. Can't deny it. But she's crazy. She has 3 sons, and they're all trans. What are the odds? What are the odds, right? It's like, come on, dude. They're going to end up being... They're going to get taken away from her, and then they're going to end up hating her when they're older and be like, I can't believe you did that to us, Mom, and blah, blah, blah. Watch, you'll see. It's like... They just want to be cool and edgy and trendy, and they're ruining their children's lives. It's like, have programs put in place to teach you to look for things, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I have a nephew that I guess it was obvious, like everybody knew he was going to be gay when he was little before he knew it. You know what I mean? Like he was very feminine and all this kind of stuff. But, so I think, I don't know, there's probably people out there, no matter what, that's who they are. I don't know. The Bible says differently, but I don't know. I'm starting to kind of think that maybe there is a reason for gay people, but it's not to, infect society, just do their own thing. I don't know. Maybe it's all they're put here as to see how we would deal with it, or who knows? I don't know. But the way things are going now, it's just insane how you see it everywhere, and then you see like in the schools, and the teachers are trying to push it and everything. It's like, no, and that's why people are getting pissed off. And now they're like, oh, you're anti-trans. No, I don't want to date one. That's not being anti-trans. That's being anti-gay. I don't want to have a penis in my face, Or I don't want you to sit there and try and indoctrinate my child, There's a difference between teachers secretly trying to be like, oh, you should wear a dress, Yeah. Oh, you think 2 + 2 = 4? Well, you're right, but that also means that you're trans. You know what I mean? It's like, what's going on in the school? And like I said, to have programs to set up to maybe things you could look for. And then, okay, my son might be gay or, and then, you could, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, I do know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know how to say it. It's like, parents can be maybe more open or more susceptible to what your child could be, So it's like, if, back in the day, somebody was doing something, okay, like back in the day, if a son showed up in their sister's dress, be like, wham, get that off there, I ain't raising no, you know what I mean? So that's not cool, to sit there and be like, no, you're gonna, raise your child to be normal though, If he's a boy, buy him some boy toys. If he really wants like a kitchen, like my sons wanted a kitchen to make food, and I got them a kitchen. That's fine, My youngest son, he likes to cook and stuff. So, if he was like, hey, can I get a dress? I'd be like, nah, you're not wearing a dress. That's for girls. You know what I mean? But then in the back of my head, I might be like, oh crap, is he going to be gay or, trans or whatever? Then I'll kind of keep an eye out for that, I'll keep that in the back of my mind, but I'm not going to sit there, I'm not going to force I'm not going to be like, oh, you want to be trans? Oh, that's great. Okay. You know, but I'm not going to be like, you're not gay. And you know what I mean? It's like, you got to let the child be who they are. Don't force anything. And that's the thing. And so it's like, they sit there and say like, oh, you know, you try and scare the gayness out of them going to church and this and that. And people will try and do that. But at the same time, look what they're doing now. It's like they're forcing on straight kids. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the stats now, it's like the number of kids that identify as LGBTQZYXY is like astronomical. It's like, you know, really? I don't know. It's just, but this is what's really hurting the gay community, though. And there's a lot of gay individuals that don't like this crap either. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, they see how ridiculous it is, and they see how it's hurting their community. You know, it's, you know, it was a slow progression, but they were progressing. You know, they were getting free. People were accepting of them. But then as soon as the lunatics were like, oh look, they legalized marriage, we could do what we want, yay, let's do, you know, and then it just snowballed into the freaking shit show blizzard that we're in right now. And what are you gonna do? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Parents are fighting against, I see it all the time. They go to school board meetings and stuff. I don't know if they're getting anywhere. Parents got to be, you know, you have students recording teachers saying things, so that's good. But then now teachers are starting to make kids turn in their phones, which is kind of good. You don't want your kids with your phone in school. But then where's accountability? So it's like, if public schools don't want the friction and they want this, you know, from the parents and want the kids to go to the school and stuff, they need to put cameras with audio in all the classrooms. And the parents should be able to check, like an app, and look and see kind of what's going on throughout the day. You know? And if they don't like what they see, then they go to a private school or whatever. You know what I mean? And I think there are some schools that are doing that, but it should be kind of mandatory. And like supposedly I haven't looked into it to see how factual it is, but I saw something about Trump wanting to end the education department as it is right now. Not like he's not going to get rid of it, but he's going to end it as it is now and then create something that's more conducive with what most people would want. And that's the thing too, is like you have, you know, they're sitting there, all these things are happening. All these, the trans movement and all this stuff is happening, but it's like trans and gay make up such a low percentage of the overall country. It's insane, you know? And that's kind of what's ruining like the movie industry right now, because they're trying to, we need to have representation. We need to have representation. Dude, every movie you see has some kind of, and out of a full movie theater, which holds, 300 people, maybe like 5 or 10 at most are gay and can like, oh, look there's a gay character. Oh, and the rest are just like, what the hell? You know? It's like, I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fight back. That's what you can do. Vote. Don't vote for dumbass Biden. Well, he's not going to run. They're not going to let him. God. And now they're talking about Michael Obama running. Why does he get to run as a president just because he was married to Obama during his presidency? That automatically makes you a candidate? Like, what is that about? Oh, they might replace him with Michael Obama. It's like, who? What the hell is all of a sudden they just pull out somebody that's not even in politics, and I don't know, because they think that, people are going to vote for him. I don't know. It's retarded. But anyway, I appreciate you listening. to me, yammer on. I didn't really have a plan today. But thanks for listening. If you want to contact me, you can through email, theobjectivejerk@gmail.com, or you can message me on Twitter, Facebook, and all that stuff. All right, so I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.